That's right. But Vi is bad. The problem is like, what does the debate even say? Like, everything's already obvious from both sides, so I don't even know what the combo even takes place. It's just gonna be like the same combos I've had for years. I'm gonna end the call. I'm gonna end the combo wanting to kill myself. Like, like it's just the same combos I have. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's fine, but it's like.
I'm on my way.
No way. Pretty blue? Or a fun Yeah, that's not guaranteed.
Yeah, but she's not a scaling champ.
You know what AT&T
Because she gets 2 items in a competitive game.
the deals you want and the
She doesn't scale. No one cares if she keeps getting items, right? Like, you can make the argument. So for every item that Ivern picks up, and then because his items cost less than all the other junglers in the game, Ivern can consistently get to like 3-4 items, right? Dawncore is a really interesting item in that it like breaks Ivern because his numbers are imbalanced.
Nature sure is.
The other thing is that Ivern, like, the problem with Vi, she is just one-dimensional. That's just how she is. I don't think there's any like real arguing about that she's one-dimensional. She's not gonna do peeling. She's not gonna do other things as good as other champions. And that's fine. Sometimes your champion isn't as good as that, right? You could argue Jarvan's not as good as like peeling and like all this other type of stuff. That's totally fine. Thing is like, Jarvan can function on low economy, Vi can't. Because Vi, in order for her to do some of her like weaker things, she still needs to have resources to some extent or some degree. She's gonna be one of the worst champions of the game on like very low economy. She's just a bad champion. She's just very bad. She's modern day Renekton. That's actually what she is. She's actually the exact reason that I used to hate Renekton in modern day. She's the same exact thing. She is the new Renekton. Yeah, she's modern Renekton. That's what she is. So, I also wonder what the weighted statistics are on Vi. I wonder if someone could do the weighted statistics the same way that they did on Renekton and apply it to Vi. I wonder if we would actually see a similar comparison. I think that we would. Because I think that Vi fits all of the same things that people used to B1 Renekton for. They think that Renekton was a versus all champion. They think that Renekton would like be versatile and like do a lot of different things. They'd argue that Renekton was like a bridge and do all these other things. But then the reality is that Renekton would look like a liability the better that the team's got. And you wouldn't want to pick him. And the weighted statistics also showed that the champion was bad. But the weighted statistics are hard because they're more difficult to compile. Anyways, yeah, the Vi comparison that I gave earlier, where she's equivalent to like those old opening build orders in RTS games that would work against basically all players except for like the elite. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's very predictable how the debate will go. So, I don't know. People told me Rumble was weak. And then he got nerfed 7 times in a row. I don't know. Well, Dom apparently wants to talk about Vi, but do you think it's okay to stick to meta picks like Vi during regular season? No, because there's no such thing as meta. Meta should always just be responding to what your opponents picked. There's no such thing there's almost no such thing in modern League of Legends that any champions are actually so broken that they must be picked or they must be banned. Almost every single champion in the game is viable. Almost every single champion in the game is viable. The other thing is that there's very few pro players that have actually said this in recent years. There's very few. I remember there was a Reddit thread recently, I can't remember who said it, where they said that even though they weren't like super good at this champion, it would have been better than picking champions that they were really good at, just because the champion in the draft would limit and do more than any sort of skill expression that the player themselves would have on like a better pick. I can't remember. Oh yeah, Broken Blade. There it is. Yeah. Can someone tweet at me that link? It's very rare to see players talk about this. And noticeably, you'll always notice that it's the players that are the most open-minded with champion picks that also all have these opinions. And I think that it's also directly correlated to something that we have in like Magic, right? Which is, I think Magic did a study that like 9% of players or 8% of players play blue, right? Blue is the color that thinks the most, you could argue, right? Like it digs the most, it sees the most, it like does all this other type of stuff, right? It's a very blue thing to think about outside of the box perspectives and like acknowledge like life is a resource isn't a blue thing. It's just a deeper TCG idea, but things like this. Oh, you sent me the link? Thank you. Thank you, Nightmare. Oh fuck. Oh, I just saw the DM from yesterday. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah. This is the Broken Blade clip. Yeah, this is it. If I pick Swain in the right scenario, I don't need to be the best Swain player ever because he's going to be op in that game. I'm sorry, but it's true. Many players lack the confidence to just ask for picks, so you need confidence, especially in fearless drafts. So this is really good. The other thing that people don't realize, okay, I don't know how many people in chat are maybe a one trick, right? The amount of things that you know, like for instance, on Ivern, right? The Gromp on the right-hand side, okay? You can eat the Gromp from behind the wall. A lot of people don't know that. You can also eat Raptors at red side. You can eat red side Raptors through the wall. A lot of people don't know that, right? OTPs are going to know these things. OTP Ivern players might know about like really special Ivern mechanics, okay? The reality is that a pro player would have to play 1,000 games or like hundreds of games on Ivern to where there's ever a situation that mechanic is necessary to get the camp. Like say they're being invaded by 3 people and their Gromp is about to tick and they can eat it from behind the wall, okay? They have to play hundreds of games for their OTP knowledge to maybe get them an advantage that a pro player wouldn't get, or like something like that. The other reality is that you can't do everything that you know about a champion in just one game, right? The same way that a Korean team in a best of 5 can't show how much better they are than, an NA team or a European team. They would need hundreds of games to demonstrate so many different skill sets because they're limited in sample size. So this circles back to, you don't need to be so good at certain champions, you don't need to be OTP level to pick the champion because there is a limited amount of things that the champion can do in that game that would present itself as an opportunity. So you don't need to know all these like super niche things, these super niche mechanics that an OTP would know. Yeah, the treadmill's broken, dude. Look, what are we at? I've already walked 2 miles on stream. We're over 3,000 steps. Boom. You just do this, like you just walk on the treadmill 3 hours a day, roughly. Three-ish hours a day. Boom, 20K steps almost. When you factor in other like miscellaneous walking, like throughout your day. That's all it is. If you work from home, you work a remote job, you do any of these things, just get a standing desk, get an electric treadmill, everything will become so much better.